Hi, a very warm welcome to Dusty Shelf Collectables. So today, the Batmobile project. So I picked this up one of the toy fairs, I think it was Maidstone, and I paid £5 for it. It's not a very rare model, it's quite a common one. This is in reasonable condition, it's got the aerial on there, but the paint's seen better days and some of the mechanisms aren't working too good. So I thought, well, that'll make a nice little project. So what I've done is I've picked up some replacement glass, replacement rivets, some new transfers, and the little siren that goes on the top there. This is from an aftermarket seller that I found on eBay. These weren't expensive, I think they're about £5 for the lot or something. And I just thought we'd drill these rivets out, repaint the body, give it a good old clean up, and just see if we make it look nice just for the fun of it. So let's get it over to the bench and let's make a start. So many months ago, it seems like many months ago, I was at the Maidstone Toy Fair, and a particularly good salesman on one of the stalls managed to convince me to buy this for £5. Now, there is a little bit of a story behind these. This little, well, they call it a rope cutter on the front here. This lethal little blade, my brother and I were playing with it, and somehow it ended up embedded in my forehead, and I still have the scar to show for it. So this is quite an amusing and special model. I do actually have the original one, my original one, upstairs in the cabinet, and yeah, it's actually not in as good a condition as this one, but yeah, I'll keep that one as it is because it's well played with and a lot of sentimental value in there. But the various things on here, when it ran along, there's these things are supposed to pop up and down for a rocket launcher. This is supposed to pop out when you push the button, and none of this is working. So I thought, well, nothing to lose. These aren't really worth any money unless they're in a box and very, very early. I think these are just, you know, they're mass produced, and I just thought, well, I'll tell you what, let's get it apart, let's see what's inside it, and let's see if we can restore it. And I've bought a couple of little bits here. So this packet here, I will give credit to whoever sent these to me. I can't remember which company it was, but there's some new rivets. There's obviously the glass, replacement glass and replacement stickers, and a couple of other bits in there, the little siren that goes on the top. So yeah, let's get this open. I think the first thing to do is to drill out these old rivets and see what we've got inside. Okay, so that's split down now to the underbody and the upper body, a pile of bits. So I'm just going to, where I've drilled these rivets out, I'm going to put a flat head on the top of these. I do have replacement rivets, but they're going to need a flat head to work on. So let me get on and do that, and then we'll start stripping the paint off. Right, so the underside and the obviously upper portion of the car here. So time to get all this old paint off, I think. So let me just grab a board, this one here, and let's get some paint stripper. Now obviously I would advise using gloves with paint stripper.
But there you go, a day later and all the paint's off. One thing I will say is I started off using Nitromors, this stuff, which I usually use, so sort of paint stripping of models or whatever, and the paint on this just was not coming off at all. So I moved across to this Wix version, which is a paint stripper and varnish. This is relatively cheap to the Nitromors, not expensive at all. Put that in a tub overnight. This is a residue, and just literally left these in, turned it up the other way and left it in during the day. And when I put them under the tap, literally the paint just washed off. So that's the way to go with these. Next step, get these primed up, get some primer on them, and yeah, hopefully get them painted and in gloss black. Right, time for a top coat. Okay, I did give this a little spray a second ago with, didn't have the camera running. So let me just turn these around onto the front of the Batmobile there. I'll just turn that through. Right, let's give this another dusting. Well, believe it or not, quite a few months have passed with other projects and things, and yeah, this is sat on the back of the bench. I thought, well, about time I got on with it, so let's start reassembling this. So first of all, the spring goes in the front here, I believe. That's it. And then this little piece sits over the, oh, I could put that in first. That's the button for the cable cutter release. This slots over the top of there, and we need to compress the spring back like that. That's that in. Right, now we need the little rotary spring and the cable cutter itself. That's it. Okay, and this drops this way round. Like that. I just want to drop the body on and check that that works. Right, I've got no spring compression, so I've done something wrong there. That feels a bit better. Let's try that again. It's not releasing though. This is. Okay, that's good. Right, so next piece is the glass. Now my glass was all smashed to bits, so I bought some aftermarket spares. You can see here the glass. I'll just clean this up a little bit. A little bit of over mould on there. Nothing too serious. That's it. Okay, and then in here should be the light that goes on the top of it. Let me just lift all these parts out. These weren't awfully expensive. They were, you know, pence each for some of them. I bought a new set of rivets there that I'll glue in. I won't try and put them back on. I think I did too much damage with the drill. Alright, so this is the light, the siren. So this goes up inside the glass, like so. So like so. Easier said than done. this little piece. Again, I'm just going to clean a little bit of the fleshing off of there. This is the dome cap that goes over the light. Like that. That looks awful. Right, I've just completed a little bit of a rework on the glass there, just to try and tidy up a little bit. It was not the best of mouldings, I must admit. So, right, a little bit of glue. I'm going to put this in here. This is just super glue. Just because where I've opened the hole out a little bit to get this little red component in, it's just a little bit too big now. I don't like falling out, so that's in. Okay, and then this little cap goes on top. Again, this is an aftermarket part and it's not particularly great. So I'm just going to push that over onto there, like so. Right, then the upper console goes in. Not totally sure how this goes in, to be fair. It just clips over like that. Yeah, that'll be it. Right, so that's ready to go back together. Next is the aerial. And again, this pokes through this hole. A little bit of a loose fit there, so I'm going to again put a little bit of glue on there, just to be sure that it's not moving round. I'm just using a little cocktail stick here to make sure I don't put too much glue on. There we go, back in there. Right, this now, I believe, fits onto here, with that going through there. Fits on there. We need to put these back in. Right, so I do believe this is quite a later one. So this little wheel here that you put in, there should be two bits of metal coming off of here, and these would then click and clack as they went round on the bits of metal. But I guess as a cost down, they've been taken out. Put those little red things into the tubes here and put that in place now, like that, and then drop that wheel in, and then I'm going to mount this part on top. So just to put a tiny bit of glue on where the old rivets were. That's it. Okay, then this part drops over into there, like so, and then we'll just locate it. There we go. We've got a little wheel there, spins, but obviously doesn't make any noise on this particular model. This glass doesn't fit very well. Yeah, it's better. Okay, right. That's in, that's in. Have I got that round the right way? I'm not convinced. Let's do that again. That's it. That just drops in there like that. Okay, let's assemble the cockpit. So this just sits underneath here, and it goes on this side because you can see the either side for the steering wheel. So that's it. Right, leave that to set for a moment. While I'm doing that, I'm going to put this in, and again, this would have originally, this piece of moulding would have gone all the way back and picked up on these as well to make it move, but again, I'm guessing a cost save. This is a latter version So the flame just pokes out the back there, and that just drops in the back like so. Let's get this cockpit in. Put this bit back in. Seems to be chasing round parts that just keep falling out everywhere. Okay, I'll put that back on there like that. This piece slots in over the top. Make sure I get that right. Goes in there. And this should hold the front wheels in, so we need to find the front wheels. And the rear wheels across here like that. Ah, I see. They don't go underneath, they go on top. Right, and then we bring the base, I'm guessing, over the top of the whole thing, like so. And if I've got it right, it should come together. Right, well, it has taken me 2 or 3 attempts to get the body together. Now, I have glued the body down either side. Always planned to do that. But what I've done on the base here is just glued some rivet heads on there, so it looks back to original. Final job. I've got some aftermarket decals to go on the side, so let's get those on. These sit on the door. So I'll just slide these out of here. Right. These just sit on here. Let's come from this side. These have absolutely no stick on them at all. They're absolutely useless. Are they actually even stickers? I think they might be transfers, are they? Right, well, these stickers are absolutely useless, so I'm just going to try and put them on with a little bit of this glue and see if I can get them to stick at all. Yeah, that's not too bad. Let's do the other side. Yeah, not been overly impressed with the aftermarket parts I've bought for this. They've not been the best of quality. But then again, I mean, they weren't exactly expensive, so. sticking at all. Right, that'll do. Well, not too bad. It's come out as I expected. Probably not worth it actually, you know, after finding out that this is a more modern version. But obviously, you know, these aren't sold anymore because of this thing on the front here. So I've told the story a couple of times on the channel. I've actually got a scar on my forehead where, yeah, unfortunately, during play back in the day, I got one of these Batmobiles into my forehead, yeah, I still got the scar to show for it. Anyway, let's get some detailed shots of this and then we'll do a closing video. Well, I'm feeling a little bit foolish now because I said in the video this is a later model and it should have a little piece of metal in here that goes click, click, click. And as I'm clearing up the bench, right at the back of the bench, I found the piece of metal that should have been in there. I just assumed it was a cost down and it was missing from this later version. So sadly, too late now. I can't get this back apart to put this back in. But yeah, there should have been that bit of metal in there. And when you turn this wheel, it should have gone click, click, click. So you live and learn, but my mistake. And yeah, as I say, I feel a little bit foolish for making assumptions that this was a later one. Anyway, as I say, let's take this over, get some detailed shots, and yeah, I'll close this video out. Well, there you go. I don't think that's too bad. I started this project maybe 6 months ago, maybe even longer than that, when I bought this from the Maidstone Toy Fair. If I recall rightly, I paid about a £5. I'll probably say this at the beginning of the video when I come to edit it together. And started it, and then it's just sat in a box at the back of the bench, all in little bits. So I thought the day's come, I need the space, so let's get this back together. Now, I did buy some extra bits for it. I bought the glass, I bought the little dome on top, and the back band symbols that you see on the doors. Don't think they're particularly good quality. They don't look too bad now they're on there. I think the stickers on the side look a little bit naff, and they just didn't have any stick to them. I didn't want to put them in water in case they weren't, slide off decals, but yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in those. But anyway, the model went together. A bit of a pain to put together. I didn't mention that a couple of the parts over the 6 months I have come back to this and I've painted a couple of parts on there. And then the final thing is obviously the little bit of humble pie that I ate in the video, where I said that this was a latter model and it had a cost down on it and the little metal strips were missing. And yeah, as I cleared up the bench, there they were. So mistaken on that one. And sadly, with it being glued back together, there's no chance of putting those back in. So you live and learn, but not the end of the world. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and why not check out the channel. There's lots of other sort of restoration projects on there, and everything from model railways right the way through to roller coasters, pretty much anything that interests me. And if you can subscribe, you'd be doing me a really big favour. Anyway, with that, I'm going to leave this one there. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.